Lot many things happened in the United States of America in the last week. First was historic win by Donald Trump. After remaining out of power for 4 years, he comes back in style. Market responded and ultimately S&P 500 hit all-time high. It made an all-time high of 6,012. Although in the last Saturday, when we had come up with the weekly US stock market analysis video, we projected the target of 6,000. So in a way, once again, it got established that price is a leading indicator. We also discussed in the last week that ultimately S&P 500 may target to 6,500 simply on the basis of the rounding bottom chart pattern that we discussed. We will again discuss today when we go to the price chart to undertake the technical analysis. What is the meaning of an expectation after Trump returns to power? It's very difficult to, guess Mr. Donald Trump. However, the major priorities would be tax cuts, Iran sanctions, and tariffs. These are the major area of priorities. And historically, we know his focus remains on financials. So financial service sector like large banks could be the area of focus. Next is the defense sector. So defense stocks may perform well. And of course, US small cap stocks. Even in the last week, we have seen a massive rally in Russell 2000, outperforming the broader market index S&P 500. Earlier also, we have seen the key inflation rate had fallen to 2.1%, which falls within the target expectation of Fed also. What about the market sentiments? If we refer to the fear and greed index against S&P 500, it currently reads at 61. So it is in the greed zone. 1 week ago, it was in the fear zone. So the market sentiments have certainly improved. What is next in the US stock market? So in this video, we'll undertake the comprehensive technical analysis of S&P 500 index. I will explain the price action, determine the support and resistance area, and the next possible target of the index. I am D K Sinha. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe the channel, hit the notification bell for updates. Let's straight away move to the price chart. This is the weekly price chart of S&P 500 index. The index finally closed in the last week at 5,995.54, and thereby it was bullish by 4.66% on week-on-week basis. See the candlestick. It is a bullish engulfing candlestick pattern, engulfing the past two bearish candle in a single week. In the process, it made the all-time high of 6,012.45. And now, if you see this structure that we discussed in the last weekly analysis video, it has given a breakout of this rising wedge kind of chart pattern. Earlier, we talked about in the last week, it has a demand area in a zone of 5,650 to 5,690. And this happens to be the neckline of this continuation chart pattern, which is a cup and handle kind of chart pattern. We also discussed regarding the retracement level of the prior impulsive wave, which was falling at 5,690 at 38.2% retracement level. And we expected that the market may bounce from this important level because it has a multiple confluence, a confluence of this neckline, the confluence of this rising trend line, which should have acted as a dynamic support, and it did. And finally, there was a very strong bounce. We talked about the target of 6,000 based on this continuation chart pattern, cup and handle pattern. So this target has been achieved. what could be the potential next target and move of S&P 500. So if I calculate the target on the basis of this chart pattern, that is continuation chart pattern, the next potential target is coming, which is 100% expansion of this continuation chart pattern, cup and handle chart pattern at 6,219. So this could be the next potential move. Every target of any chart pattern is the minimum expected objective. So these are the targets where the price may feel some kind of exhaustion and might a correction may take place, because the market always makes impulsive, impulsive and corrective move, and this is how the market moves in uptrending market. But what is the target of S&P 500 with respect to this rounding bottom chart pattern? We discussed this all when it gave a breakout way back in January 2024. Now, let us calculate the target on the basis of this chart pattern. I am projecting the target. So, what has happened? It has already attained the target of 61.8% expansion level, and hence this level becomes an important support now. So next possible move would be 100% expansion level, which arrives at 6,531. So this is the potential target. Now let us move to the daily price chart to understand the recent price action. What we can see here, this we expected a potential resistance area, but it gave a breakout finally. So zone between these two trend line will act as an important demand area. In the process in the last week, it created a gap, and the gap is at, if I check the gap, it is at 5,783. So 5,783 should act as a good support in the forthcoming week. If I draw a horizontal line, I am drawing two horizontal lines. This in fact is the demand area. You see the resistance here, and this is a breakaway gap. So this gap may not be filled also, because it seems to be breakaway gap. In absence of the volume pattern on the chart, I cannot clearly tell whether it's a breakaway gap or simple a runaway gap. If it is a runaway gap, it might get filled. Even then, this gap at 5,783 will provide a good support, and which has a confluence of EMA 21. And before that, there is an intermittent support at 5,870.75, which is nothing but this area where S&P 500 struggled to go past this particular level. So in the recent time, you see this, there is a breakout of a rising wedge, which has a beautiful base. So if I project the target on the basis of this chart pattern, let us project the target. I'm measuring the depth of the base and make a projection from the point of breakout. So next target comes at 6,214, which is more or less same what we arrived on the basis of cup and handle chart pattern in the weekly time frame. So overall structure in S&P 500 is bullish. Market structure is well defined, higher highs and higher lows. At the same time, short-term trend is bullish. EMA 21 is placed above EMA 55, and EMA 55 is placed above SMA 144. Slope of long-term moving averages are sloping up, which means there is a strength in the market. Yes, since market has attained the first target, we might expect some minor loss of upside momentum and a minor correction in S&P 500. After having seen this comprehensive analysis, what do you think, whether S&P 500 hit 6,500 level or not? I'll be expecting your comments in the comment section of this video. Thank you very much for watching. Looking forward to meet you very, very soon.